today's the day. I got the saw back. I haven't done anything to it. I haven't put fuel in it. I haven't put oil in it. I haven't even tried to start it yet. I'm a little sweaty here because I was burning. So if you have not been following this, or if this is the first time that you've seen this, my 562 has been a problem child. That's all it's to it. I love it when it works right. So far my experience has not been where the saw wants to work right. Now I am going to say every saw can have a problem, but what we're going to find out today is this is going to be the second time I've run it after it being in the shop. The first one was simply for an update to the carburetor, to the firmware, because if you don't know about a 562 or any 5 series saw that has auto tune, they all have computer software in them, and this one does, as well as my 545. So when it developed an issue, unfortunately in this world of chainsaws, the first step is to update the software. The problem is you go update the software, bring it back home, and try it. Well, it didn't work. And if you haven't seen, you can go back and watch my experience. Guys, I love the saw, and I honestly love the Husqvarna chainsaws. I really do. What stinks about this is this. I need to tell you guys what's legitimately happening. This saw right here has so far, for me, not proven to be a good saw. Okay? When it's operating, it's excellent. I love how it feels. I love how it runs. I love the power characteristics. It's smooth. It's wonderful. It looks cool. I like how it looks. It sounds amazing. Y'all, my most popular video on YouTube Shorts is this saw running right here with the 28-inch bar. I mean, it's got 670,000 views, and it's not just the composition, it's not just the way it looks, it's partially the sound of the saw, right? People comment, they say, man, those things sound awesome. When you hear it, it's like listening to an F1 car, right? It's just like, wow, that's insane. Okay, so it's not that I don't like it, but I don't like, lucky for me, I'm not trying to make money in terms of, I don't have a tree service. This isn't earning my bread and butter, okay? And so I can afford to go ahead and stick it in the shop. Now, this saw now, some of you might second guess it. So if you haven't seen this channel, Okie Mountain Outdoors, he's a friend of mine, and he's out in the southeast, and he has a 550 XP, he has a 545. He's done extensive testing between the two. It's pretty incredible. I would recommend checking out his channel. Running the same bar and chain on 2 saws that are, for all intents and purposes, nearly identical, and it's amazing how well that 550 runs. And he's had excellent luck with it. He's also got a Stihl 400C. He has a 500P, not a 501P Echo, but a 500P if I remember correctly. And that saw is, I believe it's for the most part stock, but it's not ported or anything, from what I remember. And that saw doesn't get much time because the 5 series 50cc saws he likes so much. He saw my 562, liked it because he likes his 550 and his 545. He bought one. He's got a 400C, remember that. He bought one. He likes the Husqvarna saws. Well, today he just happened to message me and told me that during storm cleanup, okay, so he's relying upon this saw to clean up storm damage. The saw was running great, and then all of a sudden he said it started acting like he's seen mine on YouTube act. Sputtering, cutting out. Then it quit running. He said he couldn't get it started again. So he took it immediately back to the dealership. many of you, I put out that little post on the community tab that was asking like, hey, did the carb fix it? Yes, no, who knows, it's electronic, or just run the echo. And there's some people that think that's absolutely a carb problem. There's people that think it's an ignition problem. Anyway, when it comes down to this, I feel like they just assumed that like there's a 90% chance or a 55% chance that it's the carb. Who knows? Guys, with the way the world is, could it be that Husqvarna knows, somebody knows that, hey, it's a coil problem? More than likely, but there's a 20% chance that it's that carb. We've got those in stock. Let's try that first, because otherwise we don't have enough coils. Who knows, right? We won't ever know. But I will tell you this, I'm hopeful that it's going to be repaired. I'm not confident. Let's put some fuel in it and see if it runs. Thank you for being here, everybody. Let's see what happens. Pumped it up, it's on choke. Okay, that popped, that's nice. Let's see what happens. Okay, we're gonna let that run. So it's a lot of cuts right there. It's cutting pretty quick. This is a 20-inch Husqvarna chain bar, hand filed. People like to tell me that my chains are dull. They may not be perfect. They may not be as good as a C83 out of the box, but it cuts, and it cuts well. And my bars, by the way, aren't burnt. Have you noticed that a lot of people's bars are just trashed? Heat, guys, heat. Anyway, it's getting good oil. What I did is I turned it off here to see. I'm gonna kind of simulate a warm start thing. I'm not gonna go ahead and do a fast idle or nothing. I'm just gonna let it go. Let me try to estimate how much fuel I used right now. We might be around half. So I cut I cut all those cuts and made all these chips with about half a tank. This is a 20-inch bar, like I said. It's probably about, I don't know, this log is probably about 13 inches across, 14 maybe. So making a little wiggly worm here. So I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna keep running this thing. I would like to get 2 tanks through it. Let's see if it'll start now. I'm not gonna fast idle it. Let's just see if it pulls over. Nope. All right, so I don't feel like there was any fuel in that bulb. What about now? Nope. So fast idle it. Let's see what happens. might need some interpretation from everybody. I hear it stumbling, but keep in mind that these saws do protect themselves from going lean. I'm in smaller wood. When I was dogged down into that stuff, it was good. Now, some people might say something about like, hey, the saw was tuned for cutting 12 inches. That might be the case, but I will tell you this. When you run a saw, you're not just bucking the same size wood all the time. And by the way, I'm not unhappy with how it's running. I feel like it's running well. If it always had run like that, I would have never have thought there was. I mean, I can hear that. Let me know what you think. Am I overly cautious? Am I too picky? You know? So I'm probably getting close to, yeah, we're probably getting close to running it out of fuel. I'm gonna throw some more fuel in it real quick. Let me go grab some bar oil and some fuel. Let's see if we can run this thing some more. I'm gonna get into some bigger wood here. Oh man, the woods is so, I'm a tripping kind of guy. That's the thing. If I choose to put that in the video, you guys get to see me be a klutz. Running out of bar oil. That's all I got too. All right, here. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna put it on fast idle and give it a little bit of a pump. All right, let's see what happens. I'm gonna just let it idle. Let's see what happens. Dang. What the heck? All right, everybody. So, is she flooded? What is she? What should I do? I'm afraid I'm gonna pump this up. Okay, make sure there's fuel in the carb. I'm gonna go to fast idle. And there we go. All right, I'm not cutting away from this, everybody. I'm not cutting away. All right, I'm gonna keep this going so that way no one can say that you're just against Husqvarna. Right? All right, here. Let me see if I can get this bad boy started. Let's see. I'm a little concerned here. Fast idle. That's exactly like what it did. That's exactly like what it did last time. Okay, guys, I have less than one tank through it. I have 2 cameras recording, unbroken. That way we could see what was happening. Brand new carburetor. there's going to be some people that are going to say like they owe you a new saw and all this. You know, I have, let me think how much money I've got probably close to $1,000 into this saw. And to be honest with you, like that's a big deal for me and my family. I sold other saws to get it, but at the same time, like, this is not a small investment. It's probably not a small investment for you. Guys, I wouldn't even feel right about selling this saw to someone, because that's not right. Listen, that loaded up, it's an auto-tune saw. That saw loaded up and died. I don't know if it flooded itself or what, but the original problem is still there. The original problem is still there. And I don't blame my dealer, because they can't do this, right? I mean, they don't have logs just laying on the ground to test every farm saw that comes in there and whatever. I don't blame my dealership, but guys, I put this in May 26th, and it was basically in there like 3 weeks. You know, I mean, that's not too bad of a turnaround, but at the same time, it is like, if you bought this saw with the intention of having a one chainsaw plan, this saw right here is not the saw. I can't recommend it right now, everybody. I can't. That 545, I'm confident I could just run and run. I could probably run. I've never run it like 8 hours straight, but I've never had this sort of issue again. I've never had that. And now Okie Mountain Outdoors has the same thing. And, you know, I mean, is it that we got a similar production run? Are the 572s like this? Are the new 550s like this? Some of you are going to say, oh, just go Echo, because, you know, Stihl has problems and Husqvarna has problems, and you know, the thing is this saw, obviously it's not working right, but gosh darn, man, when it runs, it's so nice to run. It's so nice to run. And the Echo is a nice saw. It'll get the job done. But this, have you ever seen Wrangler Star? He says like a tool gives you the fizz. It's like special in your hands. Like, you know, like there's a reason why, you know, a Benchmade knife, for example, is overkill. I don't have any knives like that, but there's a reason why, like an Ozark Trail for $2.50. I've got a lot of those, and then I've got like a buck knife that was like $40. And to be honest with you, that buck knife, it's not because it's $40. It's because the quality's there. It's not because I know the assigned value of it. It's because, like, when you use it, when you sharpen it, when the blade holds an edge well, it does great. This saw gives you the fizz, but it don't matter if it doesn't run. Okie Mountain Outdoors said my 562 had to go back to the shop, and my Stihl 400C completed the task. A lot of people that watch my channel like Husqvarna and like Echo, aren't big Stihl guys. No one's really ever asked me why I don't like Stihls, but I'm just gonna share it now. But I will tell you this, like, you know, do I wish I bought a 362? No, absolutely not. No way. Because, you know, I've seen like Novice Lumberjack run a 400C against this. This is a stouter saw than even a 400C, and they're like well over $1,000 before taxes around my area. And but what I was gonna say is that I don't like Stihls because, personally, in my opinion, I don't like how they feel. I don't like that you have to turn the saw off, you have to push up on the switch. That's the dumbest thing in the world. Like, imagine in your house not having three-way switches and wiring every switch in your house to turn on when you flip the switch down, and to turn it off, you flip it up. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't. And also, I mean, like, if you're running a saw, you know, and no, guys, I've run a Stihl plenty of times. You get used to pushing that thing up. You do. It's not a big deal, okay? And I will tell you this. I mean, the Echo toggle switch is a stouter setup, but I hate the placement of it because I hit it with my thumb all the time. I do. I mean, it's in the right orientation, but it's not protected. And so what happens is my thumb hits it. I turn off that saw all the time in the middle of like a back cut or something and have to restart it. That's one thing. Everything Stihl costs more money. It's not, I don't believe that they're that far superior. Now, at the same time, we're talking about a saw that's not working, right? But chains, bars, I know I can get third-party stuff, but gosh dang, guys, like a Stihl light bar is a really nice bar, but Stihl chains are so expensive. And I know I can go get Oregon stuff, or I could make my own chains. This Husqvarna stuff, to be honest with you, like, that's kind of more in my budget. That's just the honest truth. Okay, so that's kind of crazy. That kind of irks me. And then one more thing is that the air cleaners are always packed full of chips. You have to stop, like pretty much every fuel tank, in my opinion, at least every 2 fuel tanks, you got to bang the air cleaner out. Echo and Husqvarna don't do that, okay? Also, all these saws have a lot of plastic on them now. Like, you know, the 400C, the plastic handle, yeah, it's light. But I think even side covers and stuff are plastic. Correct me if I'm wrong. But looks and sounds don't mean much if it ain't gonna run. That's all it's to it. Gosh dang, man. So let me try to start it one more time. If you're watching, like, thank you. It's long. I wasn't planning on doing this long. So we're gonna popped. All right, guys, fast idle. Take it off, fast idle. Okie Mountain Outdoor says his has no spark. This is the deal. Carb didn't do it. They said there's no air leak. It's the coil, guys. It's got to be the coil. It's got to be the coil. That's all it's to it. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. And I'm a little bit bummed out. I got to be honest with you. I'm a little bit bummed out. So, I mean, we made a lot of chips, but it's no good if you could only make chips for a day, like one time a day, right? For 45 minutes, something. Have a good one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Channel's nothing without you guys, and I appreciate you. Thank you. Bye. And this is not intentional, everybody. I don't have very many like clothes, so I was wearing it because I figured it'd be better than a bicycle shirt. Just a work shirt, and my other ones are faded. My other shirts are faded. So, yep.